Mother Teresa said being uncared for and forgotten causes a much greater hunger than having nothing to eat. The AIDS epidemic in Africa has left hundreds of thousands of children orphaned. Government agencies are overwhelmed, and these forgotten children are left on the streets to fend for themselves. In Zambia, a lucky few find their way to Moses Zulu. He's created a sanctuary for AIDS orphans, a place where they can smile and laugh again. He calls it Children's Town.
It's 6 a.m. in Children's Town, a small school in the middle of Zambia. The next 24 hours will make a difference in the lives of 300 children here. Audrey Simfukwe is a teacher, and today her first responsibility is to wake everyone up and have them begin their daily chores.
The children who are here, they are between the ages of 8 and 17, of which in these dormitories they are divided according to their families and according to their age. That is how they sleep. These children are from the big cities of Zambia, Lusaka, the Copper Belt, and we have a few from the surrounding villages who are orphans and vulnerable children. When we put them in families of 8, they'll sleep in a room of 8, and then they'll be able to help each other. That touch which they lost when they became orphaned, that is what we are trying to instill when they come here. That's why you have seen that these dormitories are set in such a way that it's a home. Let's go to school. It's time up. We go for morning tea. Okay.
So in addition to being a teacher, an educator, you're supposed to be a parent as well.
Yes, I'm a parent as well in the Children's Town. It calls for a big heart and love.
At 7 a.m. sharp, Rose Kasongo rings a gong, telling the children to gather. Rose is 16 years old. She's the youngest of 5 children.
I just came here to Children's Town when my parents died.
Both of your parents died?
Yes, yes.
I'm very sorry. Do you know how they died?
No, I don't know, because by that time I was very young.
How old were you when your parents died?
I was 4 years old.
Children's Town was founded in 1990 with just a few children in 2 tents. Now there are 120 children who live full-time in the dormitories and another 180 who come from the surrounding villages.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Okay. We all look bright, eh?
Yes.
Can we have a common song before we have some announcements for you?
Love your sister. Love your neighbor. Love your brother. To make a way. Everybody's talking about love. Everybody's talking about peace. Everybody's talking about togetherness to make a way. We are happy to be together. We are happy to be together.
Moses Zulu is the project director of Children's Town. His passion to lead comes from the fact that he was severely beaten by his father when he was a child. He is determined to help all vulnerable children, not just AIDS orphans.
The mission of the Children's Town is to provide a supportive environment of these former street kids and other vulnerable children, destitute children that have been abused, that have been exposed to dangerous vices at their tender age, so that there is this supportive environment, providing a home, a school, and skills training center, and above all also to provide rehabilitative care to these children, that they become useful citizens.
Classes take place in the morning in grades 1 to 9.
Separate schools.
reading a book under a tree. Eh? Very good. Margaret, what can you see on the picture?
Good morning, class.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Thank you. My name is Doreen Chilala. I'm a grade 1 teacher at Children's Town, and also I'm an HIV and AIDS coordinator in the school. The children in my class are coming from different backgrounds. Of course, all of them are orphans. They are actually vulnerable.
How difficult is it to integrate a child off the streets of Lusaka, an orphan, into your first grade class?
It is quite difficult when we are starting, but eventually when we are able to actually capture their mind into school, then it becomes a lot easier.
Okay, wasola solai. Amugambira. Munuti bora mugwacha wambwana.
James Chama, Alex Chinyata, and Peter Jobvu all came to Children's Town from the streets of the nation's capital, Lusaka. When his mother died, James ran away from home because his father beat him. You lived on the streets for many years. How would you get money?
We are just asking, begging in the street. They are from the people who are just passing. We ask for some. When they give us a little, then we buy food there in the street.
And when you didn't get money, when people didn't give it to you, what would happen?
When they have not, when we have asked for money, then people have not given us any money. We just go in the bin, and then we take those leftovers that they are throwing there, then we eat.
In the garbage?
Yes, in the garbage.
Moses found Alex on the streets of Lusaka, took him to a social services agency, and then brought him here. How old were you when you were begging on the streets?
7 years.